We're changing now from banking to going on to real estate, and a well-known figure in County Wicklow is Gordon Lennox. As you know, Gordon recently joined Sherry Fitzgerald, and you had a fabulous sale yesterday, Gordon, on the main street in Greystones, which was a well, shall we say, watched property for sale. It's been there for a long, long time.
Yes, it's been in the Egan family for generations, and it's one of the most handsome properties in Greystones. We had 4 conditions of sale out, which is 4 legal inquiries before the auction, well-attended room on the day, and in fact we had 1 bidder. Sadly, I thought we might have 3, and there was a solicitor acting in trust for an unnamed client who couldn't be present, and he bid a very modest 625,000, which wasn't enough to buy it, but in negotiations post-withdrawal we managed to get a figure handsomely in excess of 700 for it, and the contracts were signed and exchanged on the day, which is one of the nice ways of selling at auction. It's very satisfying when you sell, cleanly under the hammer, but when you buy it's also quite satisfactory because you can't be gazumped. There's nobody going to ring you the next day and say, look, you know what, somebody else offered 10 grand more. So I'd never be afraid of buying at auction. A lot of people go to the Allsops auctions and they tend to feel that they've done very well when they get bargains. This made its value. We were guiding it in the sort of 675 to 750 bracket, so I think we more or less hit it on the nose. And it actually brings to a conclusion a very nice hat-trick of auctions in the Garden County for us, because our cousins in DTZ just sold a site in Delgany Village for just under the million a week previously, 950, yeah. The frightening thing about that is that I sold half of that at auction in 2007 for 1.725 million. It is frightening, it's frightening. I think you said, how did I do that, Gordon? And very kind of you. But and the other one, of course, was Ashvale on the New Russian Village in Kilquade, which made 630 ahead of a 5 to 5.5 AMV. So the old auctions are beginning to come back in the county again, which is very welcome. Thanks, Gabriel.
And I actually attended the auction of that property in Delgany, where you've sold a site that you just mentioned. The DTZ Sherry Fitzgerald auction new scenario, is this a new, should we say, product to compete against the Allsop auctions?
Yes, indeed. We found that we weren't getting enough instructions from receivers and corporate sellers, and you know, on a one-by-one basis that's fine, but when you're competing with the corporate machine Allsops who are doing it in the UK in their sleep, they've achieved an expertise, and that's why they have become so popular here. Well, we decided we might as well take the fight to them. We're an Irish company with an international footprint, and we said, well, why, we can do that. Anybody with experience can auction property, you as well as the rest of them. There's no mystique to it. So Desi O'Malley, who does an awful lot of our institutional sales, he's basically carved it out, and we've started running these multiple auctions in venues like Leopardstown Racecourse and places.
Gordon, just before you go, Sea Green, which is a lovely development by the Woods Group, your first launch went very well for you, I believe.
Yeah, we put out 34 houses, of which 12 had been pre-booked, and this was the first week of March. And we got 24 deposits on the first weekend, and subsequently, bit by bit, we filled them all in, so the 34 are all gone. The builder was going to do another launch in September, but he felt that, look, Torndale is going to be launching very soon, the Harbour is going to be launching later this summer, he's going to have competition, so rather than wait till September, after a 2-month gap, he said, right, we'll do another launch, and we put out 12 there last weekend, 12 4-bedroom semis from 455 to 470. And we took our 12th deposit yesterday, so the show houses are closed now till September.
Great. And a lot of talk about the marina village. Can you give us any inkling on the asking price for a 2-bed down there or a 3-bed? This is the most asked question in Greystones at the moment.
I tell you, if I had the answer to that, I might as well get tonight's lottery numbers. It's not that we're being coy. We honestly don't know. There are 3 distinct parties with an interest in this development. There's Wicklow County Council, there's joint venture partner SISCs, and there's Bridgedale, the house builders. So where you've got so many people with disparate interests, there's bound to be leakage of information. What we do know is that they're using the money from the houses to work as seed capital to build the apartments, because you can finish houses, as you know, and sell them one by one and complete them one by one. You can't finish an apartment block one by one. You have to build the whole block to get one sale completed. So the plan is 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom townhouses ranging from 1,300 square feet to 2,200 square feet, and we will have prices for those in August, September. We're actually doing an information evening just to let people feel the quality, as it were, next Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening and Thursday evening from 4 till 7 in our Greystones branch. This is not a launch. Nobody's going to be taking deposits, but we're just going to say, come down, meet the builder, ask them about the reclamation, ask them about the pile foundations and the raft foundations, how their house is going to be built, and we'll talk to them all night, take names, and then in September or late August, when we have the actual launch, we'll be taking deposits. Then I reckon the apartments will be late 2017, early 2018, and that's the best stab I can make at it.
Great. And finally, one more question. Any tips for the first-time buyers going forward?
Save, don't have a car loan, clear your credit cards, do not have secondary borrowings, don't let any Betfair or Paddy Power internet betting show on your credit card. Build up a good credit rating and be model citizens.
Great, well done. Gordon, thanks very much for coming along.
It's a pleasure.